Hi everyone, so I'm so excited to finally show my Estonia album. So this album took me a long time for two reasons. One reason was because I really wanted to be creative and really wanted to use up products and not rush through it and just enjoy doing this album, because I was really looking forward to doing a snowy winter album because I haven't done one for so long. We very rarely go on holidays with this much snow. So I was just enjoying using some products that I hadn't been able to use yet. And then the second reason was just I've been so busy with life and with everything really. Obviously potentially moving house and the wedding and just, well, now Christmas and just life with work and everything. Like everything just sort of got in my way. So I very rarely had time to sit there and scrapbook all day. I'd have to take an hour out here, there and everywhere when I could. But I got it done. The only thing I do need to do is just stamp Estonia at the top there, and then that is everything. So I did actually spray paint this grey like I said I was going to, and I used some leftover paper to make these banners just to make it stand out a little bit more. And then I'm going to, as I said, stamp Tallinn on, Estonia at the top there. Yeah, and yeah, I really like it. It's very chunky. I probably could have done with doing a bigger album, but it's fine. I actually managed to rip out 2 or 3 pages, so I didn't use the full album, which was quite good. I don't think it could have took it though. It's very chunky. So yeah, so we went in March 2023. I've probably told this story before, but we were supposed to go to Cuba, but due to the visa situation with America, the US, we didn't want to risk us not being able to go back to the US without having this 10-year visa that we would have had to go get if we were going to Cuba. So we were sort of hoping something was going to happen, because I did try and cancel it with the travel agents and they said no. It was only when our flights to Cuba got cancelled, luckily, that we were able to change the holiday. So that was sort of a very lucky escape. We really want to go to Cuba, but as I said, we don't want to risk our entry into America. And when we were booking this, it was all on the back end of COVID, so like the appointments to get a US visa was massive. So we wouldn't be able to go back into America for a long time, and we had plans, so we were just glad it happened. Anyway, so I really wanted to go to Estonia in snow, basically in the winter, and I wanted to see it really snowy. I'd seen pictures of it snowy, so I thought, great, we'll go. Because this was the beginning of March, and yes, it was nice and snowy, which I was so happy about. So this is just a postcard that I picked up. I love it because it's the closest thing I could get to a map postcard, but it's all the like blueberries that obviously make out the map of Estonia. And then this is us travelling. So we flew with Wizz Air from London Luton, which is not our nearest airport. So we had to travel down in the day to catch the 4:30 flight. And we flew with Wizz Air. We've not had the best experience with them, but actually this flight was absolutely fine. So we were happy for them to redeem themselves after them cancelling our flight and leaving us stranded in Ukraine back in 2018-19. So yeah, we managed to get there. This is our boarding pass here. And then we do actually have to get a bus, not anymore, they've changed it now, but there was a bus service that took you from the train station to the airport. So that's just our tickets there. And as I said, I put so much effort into this one, so there's a lot of little bits and pieces like little snowmen and washi tape and stamps and cute little stickers and word stickers and everything. So yeah, I really like how this has come out. So these are just some more pictures of our journey. So this was Joe's boarding pass, this was just us on the plane. We did actually get split, but Joe actually had a seat next to him, so I was able to sit next to him, which was nice. And then yeah, just these larger snowflakes and things. So yeah, really love how it's all come out. And as I said, I used lots and lots of things in this album. This was us, this is actually us, that was the flight coming home actually, but I thought it was a nice picture of the plane with Tallinn written across there. And then this was our hotel. Our hotel was really modern, and it was so nice, very comfy and warm. It was called the City Box, and this was just a big leaflet that it came with, but I sort of cut it up and made a little like background to it. And this came on like a little newsletter thing. It's like I don't really know what material that is, but it's chunky, but it's cute because it's obviously got the logo of the hotel on there. So just some things about our hotel. So this was our bed and our bathroom. As I said, it was very modern and just nice and clean. As I said, really warm when you came back from a cold day out in the snow. It was just really nice and warm and sort of cozy. We had a nice view as well. They had like these big windows that faced out so we could see a few things. And then this was a nice sticker that I picked up whilst away. And then this is a big map of the area. So this is mainly the old town obviously here, but obviously we went a few bits outside the main area. We went down to the riverfront, and yeah, we saw a few things, and also we took a day trip over to Tartu, which was quite nice as well, because we had a longer time there. We don't normally spend that much time on city breaks. We normally have we're normally rushing around trying to see as much as we can, but we actually had time here. So, and then this is just a picture of the layers that we took with us. So every day we had about 3 or 4 layers on, and we had thermal, sort of obviously with underwear, then we had thermal t-shirts and leggings, and then socks, and then maybe 2 pairs of socks, and then these woolly socks, and then obviously our normal trousers, and then a jumper, and then a coat and a hat and scarf and everything. We were so layered up because it was about -8, -10 degrees Celsius, and we're not used to that sort of weather. Like, we do get cold weather here in the UK, but not that cold. So these are sort of first photos of us out and about. So yeah, lots and lots of snow. This was our first breakfast. We actually went down to the restaurant that's attached to a hotel. I learned that I did not like oatmeal. I'm not a fan of oatmeal, but I tried it, and it's one of those things, if you don't like it, you learn it, and I know that I don't like it anymore. But yeah, and then these are just some pictures of us walking around. It was still quite busy, even though it was this snowy and things. People still went about their lives and everything like that. So in England, everything would stop if it was this wintry. But yeah, everything was still running just as normal. And just some really pretty pictures of the big buildings. The entry to the old town was so pretty and really grand. So we was up quite early, so actually the first few hours we had the streets to ourselves, which was nice, but then it all started to get a bit busier. So we just had a wander around, took some nice pictures of the old town. As I said before, people came out and about. We went for breakfast, and we went to this bakery called Pula Bakery, and it had the best cinnamon rolls. That was one of the best ones I've ever had in my entire life. It was all homemade, and that's literally just all the woman did. She had like 3 trays that had just come out of the oven, and one was like cinnamon buns, one was like a cheese one, and there was another plain one or something, and that's all she sold, and it was just amazing. I loved it. And then again, these are some nice pictures of the old town. With all our layers, we didn't actually feel that cold, which was nice. So again, these are just some cute little things around the old town. This little church was tiny, but yeah, and then loads of nice statues and things around. This was a postcard that I actually sent home to the cats, so I won't show it over, but obviously, yeah, we managed to make it home, which was quite nice. I always love getting the postcards that we send when they actually arrive back in the UK. Sometimes I think, right, they're gone. We'll see if they ever make it. We did actually go wander to the riverfront. We actually go see where the ferries over to Finland go from, which was really interesting. So this was a big mural that was on the wall that was really cool, like a fisherman or Viking or something. I just thought it was really cool. And then this is one of the lakes, or sort of where the boats were parked up, a dock, and the water was frozen, or there was these massive chunks of ice that had broken apart and stuff. So that was quite cool. This was a little like cut through or passage, and it's called St. Catherine's Passage. It was really nice. It had like these little like roofs across, and each one had these massive icicles all hanging down, and it was really cool to see as we walked through. They're quite dangerous actually if they're falling on people. So these are just some more pictures of us out and about. So just with the snow, they had all these cool sort of like I don't really know what domes, or like, yeah, they're just really cool, the spires on top of these the walls basically, and just loved them. So yeah, we really enjoyed the snow. It was just crazy because obviously in England, if there was this much snow, all the kids and things would be out playing, but there was just no one, because obviously it's such a regular occurrence. It's not something as exciting as it is here. And then these are the Viru gates. They're really cool. They're just these 2 gates on either side. Obviously it's like the entry into the old town. They had like a marketplace outside. So yeah, I'd really recommend Estonia. I think it's really underrated. Like, people just don't really know of it or don't really think about going, but it is gradually getting more and more popular. So I really recommend it. It's very, very pretty. Yeah, quite a few things to do. So this is like the town square. Again, quite quiet when we went there, but then it did get busier throughout the day with some tours and stuff. But they had all the, you know, nice little houses all pushed together and stuff, so they just look really cute. And obviously, yeah, it was snowing, so this is us in the snow. Yeah, really cute. And then again, another map that I use as a background, some more pictures of the buildings together. And then on top of the tower in the town square, they had this cute little like figure at the top, so I thought he was quite cute. And then on our first evening, we actually went to this Italian restaurant, and that was really nice. It was all underground, and it was really fun actually. It was all like cave-like. You can sort of just see the walls here, but yeah, it was all very underground, and we had to go down really steep stairs to get down to it, but it was really cozy. And yeah, we had Italian, so I had a pizza, Gerard carbonara. That was really nice, and there's just a picture of the town lit up at night. A business card. And then the next day we wanted to go up to the top of Tallinn, which is the top of the hill, so you can overlook some of the city. So this was the way that we had to go, and I just love all the like zigzag of the streets basically, and all houses all facing different directions and stuff. I thought that was really cool. And then this was like the tunnel to go up the hill to start sort of going up. And then this was us sort of walking up that hill. So it was quite a steep sort of, well, gradual but steep. When you look down, you realise how far you've come. But yeah, it was really nice. Tumpi Hill, that's what it's called, Tumpi. And it was my favourite area actually, because it was quite chilled and a bit less touristy. It just seemed a bit more local. But up there they had these little carts or little stalls with hot wine. I don't like hot wine. I'm not a fan of hot wine, so I didn't get any, but I thought they were really cute on there, because they're all like little street corners. And then this is just a little park as you sort of get to the top. I just loved all the trees covered in snow, and Joe was looking at the information board. It was just so wintry and so lovely. Very, very rare I see this much snow, so it was really nice to see and experience it. And then this was this cathedral at the top. So they have some really pretty cathedrals. Estonia is very close to Russia, in case you don't know, we're on the map. It's very, very close to Russia, so it's got, it borders it, so it's very, it's got a lot of influence and things from there. So this sort of reminds me of the sort of things you'd see in Russia, which was really cool, because I've always wanted to visit Russia. Hopefully one day, you never know. But yeah, really, really cool with the cathedrals on the top there. And then this is sort of what we went for. We went for the view up there. So this was a really nice view of the town and obviously the sea. And it's famous for these little seagulls that obviously come around and wanted food and things. So it's just Joe with the view, and then one of the little baby seagulls that was quite cute. And then again, more pictures. So these are the two seagulls that came and wanted to see us. So they obviously wanted food. I had absolutely no food to give them, but I just thought they were adorable. So we managed to get some nice pictures of those. And then as we were walking down, we went a slightly different way, and we passed these Grim Reapers, which I thought was really different. There was one on the ground, there was one sort of up on the walls, and then there was one just on this little like slope. And this man was singing, you know, busking, and had it next to the Grim Reaper. So I just thought they were quite different. They were quite fun. And then that evening, we actually went for a curry that side. So again, another picture of the town lit up at night. And then we went to this place here, this chakra for an Indian, and it was so nice. Again, it was underground. A lot of their restaurants are underground. So that was quite different, but it was really nice. Really loved that. And then this was one of the pubs that we went to on one of the days. We just had some lunch there. And then this was actually our last night that we went to this place for a burger, and again the burgers were lovely as well. So we had some really nice food in Estonia. Not Estonian food at all. In all honesty, it didn't really appeal to us, Estonian food. We very much wanted hot and comfort food. I think because it was so cold, we didn't really want any cold food, and they do have a lot of cold food in the day and stuff, so we wanted nice and hot things. And then we went to this tower. So this is part of the tower that obviously along like lines the walls. It's called the Hellman Tower. And we walked along it, so we paid to go up these really steep stairs and start walking along the tower. We were one of the only people to be up there for a while, so that was quite nice. So yeah, these are the views you get whilst you're up there, and obviously the sun, the sun was trying to come out, the blue skies were trying to come out, but we managed to get some photos with no one else in them walking along the walls. This was actually a tram map, so we got on the tram quite a bit. It was so cheap, so we managed to get across it. Obviously in the town centre, like in the old town, there was no trams. It was only if you wanted to go outside, and we did go a few times on the outside, or sometimes we would come out the other side of the old town and go round. So we did try and use it quite often because it was quite cheap and the trams were really cute. And then inside the town centre there was the oldest pharmacy in Europe, and apparently it's been going since 1422, and it was called this Reepteek, and it was really cool to go inside. So it actually is a pharmacy, but then they have like a little museum attached to it of all the old style sort of things. Had all these vials and jars, collections from the 1930s and stuff like that, like what they used to give people. And then obviously back decades and decades ago, centuries, all these other weird and wonderful things, like there's a frog in there somewhere, dried toads, some sort of powders, all sorts of like mushed up things. And then they had these two jars. The red and blue jars would symbolise back in the day a pharmacy, basically, because the red symbolises blood, and I'm sure the blue, I can't remember what the blue symbolises, but the blue symbolises another fluid, so it obviously recognises it as a pharmacy. These are just some other little bits. So other bits, we went for breakfast. This was a really lovely breakfast. They have really nice bakeries in Tallinn. So, I don't know where these are coming from. These are really nice bakeries. So we had quite a few nice breakfasts. And then we did stop for a hot chocolate and things. I love this cup that we got. It just says I love Tallinn on there. This is Estonian chocolate. Kalev is quite famous. There was quite a few shops with it in, actually. And then we did try geisha bars. They're not actually Estonian, but they're really nice. And they're actually here in the UK. I've seen them a few times now, but that was the first time we tried them. They're just chocolate bars. But yeah, that is actually Estonian chocolate, this one here. So we did have a bar of that. And then this little business card was cute. It's just got a little sort of illustration of Tallinn and a little like map and things. So I thought that was quite cute. And then one really fun thing we didn't even know about this, we were just walking, and it was this little free museum of banned books around the world. So it had all like a collection of books that in certain countries are banned, or they're not allowed to be sold for whatever reason. And there's some really surprising ones, like very common ones we'd see here in the UK that you wouldn't be able to get in like China or even the States, or things like that. And I just thought that was really interesting. So we went in there, had a look. And then this is just a postcard, again, that I picked up to come home with me. Then we went to the Balti Jam market, which is just on the outskirts by the main train station. So we went there. I think there's normally an outdoor bit, because obviously with the weather in the winter, they don't do the outdoor bit, but the indoor bit was really good. They had like fruit and produce on the bottom. And then they had like clothing and antiques and stuff, and they did have some touristy souvenirs and things, but a lot of it was like produce and antiques, which was really fun to look around. And then we did try one of these. This is a samsa. I actually got mine with a jam rather than you can get, it's mainly served with like meat or something like that, but I got a jam one because we had a few things for lunch, so that was sort of our dessert, so we had half of that each. And then we really wanted to go to this cafe, this chocolate cafe, and it looked so nice. I kept seeing signs for it, and we kept going down the alley and seeing all the decorations for it. It looks very French, but we did eventually get to go. It was so cozy. So this is a picture of us with our hot chocolates here. This was just the outside of it. And then, yeah, we managed to go inside and get a nice seat. So this was the view we had facing out, and then this was like the actual sort of cafe itself. It was very small, but they filled it with so many like old style furniture and things, which was really nice. And it wasn't overly busy when we went either. So these are our hot chocolates, and they were really nice. And then this is just a leaflet. I don't know if I was supposed to pick this up or not, but it just says about the history of the shop. Like they sold chocolates, and then they moved on to sort of cakes and hot chocolates. But it's really, really nice. And obviously you can pick up some souvenirs and stuff from there. So yeah, it was really nice. I really enjoyed that there. I love going to like cozy cafes whilst we're on holiday. And then the trip sort of took a turn a little bit, and we went to visit all the KGB stuff, and that was a big thing of Joe's. He really likes to learn about the wars and about you know, history basically. So I was quite excited because I didn't know much about the KGB, so I managed to learn a lot. And so first we went to the prison cells. So this is just a leaflet of the prison cells here. So this is where obviously the prisoners were being held by the KGB if they thought they were going against them or anything like that. So we went down through this door, and then we obviously paid to get in, and they had all these like down these corridors, all these rooms that were obviously the prison cells. They've turned into little exhibits. They had like diary entries and just notes and things that everyone had written whilst in the prison. There was like a timeline written on the wall, but it was very dark and dingy in there. So yeah, it was really interesting to hear about these stories, but very, very sad. This is one of the things that they would lock people in here for months on end, just in one little cupboard in the dark. And yeah, just a little sort of, I took a picture of one of the quotes one of the people that was in there had written, and just saying about how he was tortured. And yeah, really, really scary actually. So yeah, we had a wander around there. And again, these are just some people involved or people that were captured. And one of the things they did have, which was really nice, they had this piece of paper you could obviously write, and it tells you, say, which freedom is the most important to you, and share your own personal story. And I just obviously wrote a little bit about what we did, but I just said about how lucky we are to not have to be like that anymore. And I hope that history doesn't repeat itself. It just makes you realise how lucky we are with what we've got nowadays and the freedom that we had. And I think the pandemic was a very, very, very small inkling into what things could be like, you know, if one day our freedom is taken away from us. And as we can see with Russia and Ukraine, you know, it can be easily done. So it's very scary. So I just wrote a few bits about what we did there and how lucky we are now. So then the other thing we did, we paid for a little tour around the Hotel Viru and the KGB Museum. So this was just an hour tour. We booked it directly with the actual site itself. But the Hotel Viru used to hold, obviously, tourism, and the KGB used it to spy on people because it was one of the most popular hotels to stay in for Europeans to stay in whilst they went to go visit Tallinn. And the KGB had like a headquarters at the top, and they had bugged all the rooms so they could listen in. So that was really, really interesting. So we went to the top of the hotel. We got some really good views of the city, and then these are some of the just memorabilia and stuff that they had left over. So like this phone was like tapped, and they had them all in the rooms and stuff, so every phone call people were making, they could hear them. And then these are all the stuff they had at the top to listen to into all these conversations. So this is like the Soviet times. They made it look like, they made this hotel look amazing, basically, that everyone wanted to visit it and they were having a really good time, but there was a lot of restrictions and stuff to it of what you could and couldn't do. And then, as I said, we got to visit sort of the actual room where that was their like hidden room of where all the communications happened. But there was all like the newspaper articles, and then all the equipment. So this is like uniforms that were left behind, all the recording things that were left behind, all the little bits and pieces that they used to tap people's rooms with. Like they were saying, a lamp would be absolutely fine in one room, but then suddenly they'll go, oh, we need to fix your lamp in this room, and it's because they wanted to add a recording device or something in it. So yeah, they used to listen to all sort of phone calls so that, you know, they could hear everything that was going on. So that was interesting. And then we decided to take a day trip over to Tartu, which is the second largest city in Estonia. It's about 2 hours on the train, and yeah, it was really nice just to get out and about. So this was just the sign at the top of the train station. These are the little trams actually. So we actually walked, but we do, as I said before, we did get the trams quite a few times. So these are little trams that go around the city. And then this is the actual big train station. So these are the trains that we got on to travel to Tartu. They don't travel very often. It's not a really high connected country, but they travelled quite decent times. So we had some a good time to have a look around Tartu. This was just this massive snow. They'd obviously clumped all the snow together so that people could walk along the station, but there was just this massive pile of snow. And then this was our itinerary to go to Tartu. So obviously, like the train times, we actually went first class because it was not much difference at all. So we're like, why not? We'll travel in first class. And then we travelled back about 4:30. So this was us on the train. The trains were really nice and clean and really nice and warm. Big windows as well, so that was good. And then this was just a postcard that I picked up on the train, in Tartu. And then these are the views we had as we were going along, and they were just so pretty. It was all very wintry and all very pretty with the blue skies and stuff. It was just perfect. So we just enjoyed looking out the window and seeing all the wintry landscapes. So a few more photos, and then we arrived at Tartu. So they had this nice sort of sign above the doors and things. This is a map of Tartu, so I've just put some nice paper on the front, and then just, yeah, you can open up and see a map of Tartu there. This tag is leaking glitter everywhere. It's just a very cheap tag, but I wanted to use the map. It was even more snowier in Tartu, so even more sort of just the pathway, but absolutely just caked in snow. But it was really quiet and peaceful. So some more photos, so just us with me with the snow, and then they had in the town centre they had this iconic sort of statue of the couple kissing under the umbrella, which I think is really nice. And then they had some really cool bridges that overlooked some of the roads and across the hills, which was really nice. And then some more pictures of just the old town. I love the sort of drain covers, which are cool. And then this came from a bag actually, so a little print on there. And we just had a wander. We went down to the river. It was so cold, but it was really fun just to go along the river and see like the icicles and still see people fishing, even though it's absolutely Baltic. People were fishing in the sea, in the river, sorry, and it was just really cool to see. I did actually buy this cookie, this gingerbread cookie, and I took a picture of it there because I thought it was really cute. But I love this cookie. It was really nice as well. It was a gingerbread, so yeah, really, really nice. Again, that came off a bag, so I wanted to use that. And then there's some fun statues around Tartu. So they had this pig outside this market, and it had a little like reef around him, which I thought was quite cute. And then they had this kind of creepy one, which is like supposed to be a father and a son, but the son, like the baby, is the same size as the dad. And yeah, it sort of creeped me out a little bit, but again, he was quite well known in Tartu. And then some more pictures of us just wandering around, some views over the Tartu, just enjoying the snow. And then this is the university grounds, and it was just really pretty. Again, really peaceful. No one was really there, but it was just nice with like, it was sort of open. Obviously, it was the remains of it. So yeah, lots of really cool things to see. And then we went home basically. So after Tartu, the next day we had a flight back to London. We got back and we actually had snow as well. So we were lucky to get home because the snow was really falling when we got back up north. So we had a week of snow in Estonia, and then we came back and it was snowy again. So yeah, we had a really, really good time. As I said, I put so much effort into this album with all the little doilies and the stamping and the stains and stuff like that. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing this one. I enjoyed doing a winter album. As I said, I've not been able to do one before. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'm hoping to get a bit quicker with them now. Hopefully my life's calmed down a little bit. I don't think it has. Just thinking about it, still getting married, so it's, yeah, my life's being consumed by other things, but hopefully I'll be on with some bits and pieces shortly. So thank you very much. Bye.